Good evening, Free Enterprise fans. We have a exciting race for you tonight in the Lunar Racing Club. We are bringing you Judge Joe versus Plumeria Knight tonight. I am Falgren, joined in the booth tonight by Scythe Marshall. Your trekker tonight is Gretham, and Rydia Caller is bringing you the restream. Scythe, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, Falgren. This is gonna be lots of fun. Judge Joe versus Plumeria is one of these classic matchups that you always love to see. Two top tier runners know a lot about the game. Usually make the good plays. So we'll see what happens. Lunar Racing Club, as you can see in chat, has all sorts of fun little tidbits to make the flags pretty interesting. We got two moon objectives, Vanilla Ribbon Room, that's where the Dean Lunars are, and Vanilla Massa Altar, that's where Ogopogo usually is. And then a couple random objectives. This time we have two free objectives, Antlion Nest and Mount Ordeals. Those can be done pretty early on, so we'll see how quickly our runners get to that, and then we'll see what happens after that. Falgren, do you like Hallam starts?
You know, I definitely don't mind them. It really depends on who else he's paired with, but as far as whoever you can start with, you have a sweeper, at least, somebody who learns Quake at a ridiculously early level. So somebody who brings you a lot of value throughout the game.
Yeah, Palom, as soon as, once he gets one level, he's got tier 2, and then he gets Quake early, and he gets Nuke late. It's pretty good all around, except right at that very end, right before Nuke, he's kind of not that great, but we'll see how our runners utilize him. He could also just be an anchor, but I doubt that. Should be a good race though. Very excited. It is C hero though, right? So no anchoring with anyone but Palom. He's stuck in our party, always gets experience, so we could just curse him though, so we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully the runners will find an early curse ring to solve any of the agility anchoring issues that they might run into. But
hopefully?
Hopefully. Okay. I mean, speaking as somebody from the runner perspective, commentary, sometimes it's fun to watch some wonky agility anchoring going on.
Very true. The viewer perspective versus the runner perspective is sometimes very different. Also, Falgren, what's the big ordeals? They have to complete Mount Ordeals this seed. I can't believe that the objective just gave us the joke.
It was almost meant to be, Scythe. It's good to see our old stomping ground.
Yeah. Shout outs to the man, it's been so long. This is the Evelyn Elixir League from last year. Let's see, our runners should be off. There we go. Runners are off. Let's see who our partner is for Palom and what we start with.
Well, got a healer and a magma key, so we got instant underground access.
Zoom. Big zoom. So I don't know, do you go underground immediately?
I will probably peek a few towns first just to check a couple item shops, but you have the free item check in Feymarch. I would definitely go down there before I go to Fabul just to get Sheila 1 out of the way at least. But yeah, I'm definitely hitting underground as soon as possible.
Yeah, it makes sense. What I've found is that going underground immediately is sometimes a little bit of a bait, because there's lots of stuff down there, but you end up doing a whole bunch of things and then you miss out on an Hourglass 2 in the Watery Pass. The loot down there, especially on T Pro, is good, but it's not amazing. And another fancy thing about this flag set is that the shops, they're only S Pro. So no sirens, not going to get really early Quake on Palom.
And here we see actually both our runners taking both the approaches. Judge Joe getting some early looting out of the way from the Watery Pass, and Plumeria just going straight down, dropping that magma key.
Yeah, divergence. You love to see it. This is one of the hallmarks of free enterprise. Most of the real oh no, Plumeria getting bodied by the Agar NPCs. So no item shop checking there.
No, I feel like we've all been there too.
Yeah, there was discussion in the Discord about possibly adding a special flag that lets you sort of like disappear the NPCs, like in a couple other Final Fantasy randomizers. Realistically, they're not too bad, but when they are bad, it's really bad.
I feel like getting caught in the item shop in Kaipo is a rite of passage, though.
That was a metal casting something operator in Jobdorf.
Always good to see getting the important checks out of the way.
Lit arrows, archer bow. Oh, I think we have an archer bow already. Dancing dagger also really good. So Plumeria is gonna appreciate the shop here.
Especially with that Val in Antlion.
Yeah. So this Val is not that bad because, well, okay, I take that back. You have Rosa. Rosa lets you pew a little bit. Aim will go through all of Val's like defense and evade and everything, even in tornado form. Unfortunately, this spot has just enough magic defense to make tier 2 spells useless. So we'll see if Judge Joe tries to get through this. Looks like he's gonna try. We'll see how well it goes.
Yeah, definitely at least worth a shot. I mean, for the only good thing you have going into Antlion is it's not a high HP spot. So if you're going to suffer, you don't have to suffer that long.
Yeah, Plumeria looting out a little bit of the Fame Arch, has found the monster box, so can loot the rest of it with impunity. Judge Joe is something like 400 HP into this fight. Rosa had a couple early hits that were good. Judge Joe has no life potions, I think.
No, definitely going to push it right down, and well, that's unfortunate on his end. I do want to point out though that Plumeria did find a black shirt in Feymarch, which, since we do have a Palom Sea hero, is definitely going to be a very handy find, especially with the magic defense on that Val.
Yeah, just anything to boost Palom's wisdom, especially early on, just makes him that much more powerful. I think, well, I can check my spreadsheet. You can find on the Free Enterprise Wiki all of the sort of useful information you might want about boss stats at different spots. And I'm pretty sure Val has good but not perfect magic defense at that spot. So I think Quake will probably get you through that fight. Zeus Rage gets you through this Odin at Hobbs. So Judge Joe getting a little bit buff. Palom gets the spells. This nice little early infusion of XP, really helpful. Gonna get Judge Joe going, I think.
Plus, on top of that, you get a Sid who, at the early stage of the game, especially with 2 low HP casters, can be someone who can take the hit or two, and definitely will have an easier time with that Val than Rosa or Palom.
Yeah, Sid is end game. Sid is very good as a chemist. Early game, Sid is still good chemist, but also one of your best physical damage dealers. So this is really good pickup. Judge Joe going right back in. Gonna make quick work of Valvalis, I think.
Yeah. Plus, with the hammers, you got a built-in person who can take out the searchers in Babel or any other machines. Luge, he just messes up.
Yeah, hammers are sometimes very underrated. Pretty good equipment. Don't have the highest attack power or accuracy, but pretty good.
All right, Judge Joe going in for round 2 on that Valvalis. Already we're way ahead damage-wise in the first attempt.
Yeah. What's fun about this Val spot is that Val doesn't actually have any defense or evade in this. Like, okay, maybe there's like 5% evade. The stats are just like the scaling for the tornado form just works in such a way that you can basically just hit through on this spot and it's fine. As long as Sid doesn't get knocked down, should be good. There we go. Good job.
Yeah, definitely must feel good to get through that. We have Plumeria there doing a little bit of looting in Sylph Cave. Looks like he's going to stop. An Earth Crystal from Antlion, which is actually a good pickup this early on as well.
Yeah, it's going to be, even though it's T Pro, it's unrestricted T Pro. So you can find the goods in there. So we'll see if Judge Joe goes straight there or if he decides to do some other stuff. Plumeria has sort of had enough of looting underground. Gonna go straight to Hobbs, pick up his Sid, and then probably go to Antlion. So we'll see. Hopefully, well, probably first try after the Hobbs fight. We'll see how that goes. Judge Joe not going somehow. Okay, that's fair. So not going straight to Troya, going to Fabul first.
Yeah, check the item shop there quick and maybe do the check. Hard to say. Like I said, with the early Magma Key, I feel like you'd be more inclined to do Sylph first, but if it's an easy check and it gets you something good, then hey, that's time saved.
And it's also like a counterplay, right? When you're thinking about, oh, I got the Magma Key, like some people, myself included, will fade Fabul forever until we get the pan, so we never have to double dip. But Fabul could just have the thing you want. Good call out from chat. The shop in Fabul had some pretty good arrows. Rose is gonna like those.
Yeah, Rosa can definitely cover the wide range of specific damage types with the arrows.
That's a sparkle. Pale Dim. Okay, Pale Dim's fine. The Dutes are going to be a little bit of time loss because we have to attack. Well, when Sid attacks, it will be time loss. When Rosa attacks, it'll be fine. I think Plumeria is going to save a little bit of time on this check, simply because he has a Dancing Dagger. So even Palom's going to be able to do some damage. Right now, he can't because Pale Dim absorbs Fire, Ice, and Bolt abilities, but Dancing Dagger is none of those.
Sid also, I believe, is going to be better equipped too. I think he found a Rune Axe down in Feymarch. I don't know if he grabbed it when he reset out from the Warrior chest.
Yeah, I think I saw a Rune Axe somewhere. I'd actually really love to see Sid in the middle here from both of our runners, because Sid's, like we said earlier, Sid's weapons don't have the greatest accuracy, but if you put him in the center slot, he gets a 25% boost to his accuracy, so it's pretty big improvement.
Yeah, definitely, especially at the start of the game like this, Sid definitely is not using those glasses properly.
Poor Sid. All right. Fabul gives the hook, which is not particularly amazing, but it's something. It's a nice key item. Plumeria Knight also getting his hook very shortly, so much faster fight. The Dancing Dagger helped.
For sure, the underground definitely looking like it's paying off in just little minute ways, which can definitely make or break a race.
Plumeria also getting the Sheila 1 check because he did go underground first. Luca Key Okay, probably not going there immediately, but we'll get there eventually.
I mean, push comes to shove, it's another key item towards 10, so
Of course, you're never like there are zonks, but you're never too sad to see a key item. At least before you get 10 key items. The double experience is too good.
yeah, the closer you get to 17, the less excited you get for key items, but
For sure.
and chat also correctly pointing out, hook also leads to a character check as well, so if you're not finding anything immediately to your liking, that's another quick free one.
Yeah, you'd love to have an exit so you can get out of there without having to walk all the way back up, but let's see. Looking at the treasury for Judge Joe, top row had like a white shirt, Sork robe.
A glass help in
Lots-
there too.
Lots of armor. We'll go armor out of 10, but I wouldn't necessarily say there was anything game breaking in that treasury. So we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, the Earth Hammer 2 will definitely, I mean, especially for Judge Joe right now, is an improvement.
True that, yeah.
Get a free Quake cast before Talon learns it, at least.
Well, it is a Quake cast with a minimal number of multipliers. It definitely works for like early gauntlets. Earthhammer is one of the best like early gauntlet sweepers. Not necessarily super great at other times. All right, Sid, you need to aim. I know you don't have the command, but you need to like actually swing the axe.
Well, it's like they always say, you got to measure twice, cut once, and that's all Sid needs to do.
Yeah, or just let Rosa take care of it. Probably easier that way, I suppose. Judge Joe finding a Boreas in the vanilla flame dog chest. That's pretty funny because the Boreas would destroy that monster box like immediately. So the game is giving you the tools to succeed. We'll see if Judge Joe throws the Boreas or if he decides to maybe cast Ice 2 or something like that.
Yeah, it's my favorite part about randomized trap chests and SOT. Which one of the 3 doors is going to have it?
It's never the first one you pick. I'm shocked it was the second one he picked.
I'm shocked it was the top chest in the second one he picked.
That is true. All right, Judge Joe has multiple Boreases, just throws it. That ends the fight. We'll see what he picks up. On T Pro in the beta flag set, this chest cannot be tier 8. So you're not going to get the best of the best. I don't know if you love that, but it's not bad. That gets Palom to Quake immediately if you leave and use it. We'll see if he decides to do that.
Yeah, there's definitely worse things you can find in the trap chest for sure, and just a free way to get experience when there's not any readily available is never a bad thing.
Yeah, looks like Plumeria got the rat tail. All right, so Plumeria is heading over to figure out what's going on here. Oh, that's very funny.
I mean, Stardust Rod in the black shirt. I mean, not what you want from a key item chain for sure, but especially when you're still looking for weapons.
Yeah, but I was kind of thinking about the thing that Judge Joe found, which is, remember how we said the Earth Hammer does a good job of like sweeping the gauntlet? I mean, it kind of does. I'm not sure it actually sweeps these fights though. It's a little bit too strong.
Yeah, I think it's like borderline, but yeah, we got some quick lit 2 casts, so we'll make it through, and a few J items to throw at him as well.
Yeah, the quantity of J items in Judge Joe's inventory is enough to make it happen. And you do have Sid and Rosa to clean up some stuff. The quantity of monsters is a little bit problematic just because of how many turns they'll get. And Palom's not super well equipped, but should be fine. Palom also has Virus, so
Yeah, we'll quickly be seeing Palom start rolling from here. Believe he gets Quake shortly after Virus, if I'm remembering.
yeah, level 23, so should be soon. But the charm on Rosa not exactly helpful. I would have laughed so hard if that hold actually hit.
That's all right. The Monster Society didn't want Rosa after all.
Berserk on Rosa is also helpful. That gets Sid sort of hitting consistently for good damage, speeds him up a little bit, just because of not having to wait for his menu.
Yeah, so say plus that's just one less input you have to do during the fights.
A reminder that Earth Hammer is also fire damage for some reason, and so gonna blow up these ice beasts pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's amazing what the developers of the early Final Fantasies were able to do with like duct tape, some paper clips, and a hope and a dream.
Yeah, it's certainly a thing. I really do like how there's like a surprising amount of depth that sometimes you just forget exists. I know I certainly forget some things. Okay, so that was a Berserk on Rosa. So Judge Joe letting Rosa go burr. I don't think this is an issue because Rosa probably one-shots all of these monsters and also has the glass hat and is definitely strong enough to survive. Palom's going to get the XP anyway because he's the hero. And so this is a case of you can try to keep the small child alive, but when your other two characters are just strong enough to not worry about it, you might as well.
And that's something that I had to learn too, and that's somebody like Judge Joe who's been around a while, easily, yeah, we'll just leave him on the ground. He's going to be all right.
Yeah, so Plumeria doesn't particularly love his party, I guess. Heading down the hook route, so there's a nice sort of gated shop down here. We'll see if the gated S Pro is any good. And then probably goes down to check Cure 3s and life potions. That is pretty good. And we'll see if he goes all the way down to check the character. Looks like he is.
Definitely trending in that direction. And looks like we have Luge as Golbez in Borth Castle if we ever make it down there.
I mean, we'll get there eventually, probably. The Sid is interesting. It is no dupes, so that's a Zonk character. We're saving Yang, so that's okay. Plumeria is picking up Tella on the hook route, so this, I don't know. You kind of have 2.5 good characters right now. That's a joke. All these characters are good. Yang just needs a lot of levels, and Sid is kind of slow. So sort of wondering where your big damage is going to start coming from soon.
I mean, at least you're going to ordeals already for Tella, so that's something there.
That is true. The Tella will soon become a very, a much more versatile caster. Plumeria might just go there right now. We'll see. Meanwhile, this Ogopogo spot is not great, but also Sid's berserked and hitting for 600, so it'll be fine.
As I say, you don't ever like seeing Ogo really anywhere, but I mean, if I'm gonna see him, I like to see him in a place like Zot instead of Ribbon or in his normal spot.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned. I think Sid is about to take a double big wave.
Yeah, we got the single one the turn before, so there's a second one.
Yeah. And another sparkle on our deals. Deals one is D-Lunars. Plumeria opting to pew with Rosa. We'll see if he decides to use the Cure 3s. There we go. Okay. So Cure 3s are great healing items, but they are also very, very powerful attacking items against zombies. So Cure 3s just obliterated that boss. And Palom, well, I think that was a near max bluffed virus for almost 4K. So turns out you can use magic against Ogopogo. Just be sure that you're gonna, do enough damage.
We got Baigan in the second spot of ordeals, which, like I said, worst places you can see him as well.
Yeah, this spot is more frustrating than anything. The Stardust Rod can be really handy. Stardust Rod lets you, just go straight through the reflect that Baigan will put up. So that's a Twin Harp for Judge Joe. Does he chase that? Not before ordeals. Not before Baron either. Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to the music tonight.
No, me neither. Music would be cool, but I don't know. I don't know if he'll do it just because we're on Restream.
All right, we got Rosa and Rosa over in Baron Inn.
And so Rosa aimed from the center slot. Unfortunately, what that does is overflow Rosa's accuracy. So I think if he had just physically attacked, it might have actually one-shot. Oh, Wyvern. Uh-oh. Yeah, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Any veils?
Nope, just the hope and the prayer, the looks of it.
I mean... No, don't aim! Ooh, that was a low roll from the accuracy, and there's Blarg. Oh, look at the dodges! Look at the dodges! Alright, so... this is very funny. This spot has so little spell power that it only gets one roll of Mega Nuke. So if your characters have any magic evade, you can just dodge the Mega Nuke. And so that's what happened to Judge Joe. No reset required. Gets the pan for his troubles.
Oh, there we go. And a water hag over in the ordeals mirror room.
This is a place you kind of don't like to see water hag because it's safe. Like everything is completely safe. It's just slow. But it is an objective, and we have to do all 4 objectives. So it's just a matter of how quickly you're going to get through the fight.
I thought Judge Joe was going to head down underground for a second, but he took a swerve over into Mysidia. Found some life potions finally.
Also heal pots. Heal pots slightly less great on a seed where you've already found Valvalis, but here we are. Okay. Okay.
I respect it.
That's the that's the play of they used to cost so little, so you could buy 50 and not be worried. They cost a lot more now. All right, Judge Joe heading to ordeals. This is not surprising. It is an objective, and it could be progression. So head up there, see what's up. They will high five on the way down. And high five.
Well done, gentlemen.
And then we'll see. Not even saving. Judge Joe pretty confident. We'll see what Plumeria decides to do. He's got certainly some options.
Oh, absolutely. And Judge Joe definitely feeling confident after that clutch Wyvern fight.
And Judge Joe also has the spells, so Palom can just quake this away. No need to get fancy with Cure 3s or whatnot.
Yes, Palom has officially never heard of Reflect now.
All right, so we're retracing a little bit of ground here. We've got Plumeria into Baron Inn. Slightly different party order, but about the same length of fight. We'll see what happens with Wyvern. Aim, physical attack.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, same thing.
This is really interesting. Okay. So I think what has happened here is Plumeria's Palom was lower level, right? Because Plumeria hasn't done Zot. And so this spot, the karate spot, can actually have random speed. So the low end of the speed makes this Wyvern really slow. I think Judge Joe got a really slow Wyvern and with a faster Palom. Plumeria's Palom is a little bit slower, and I think he got a faster Wyvern. So Mega Nuke came out much faster. But again, Rosa and Palom both dodged, so we're good. Everything is fine.
Only thing burnt are the instables.
Yeah. They needed to redecorate. It was fine. All right. So both of our characters, the characters in this play that is the Lunar Racing Club live race of the week, I don't know, have the Magma Key, but no one's really done a lot of like underground stuff. So I guess we'll see what happens. Really, they need darkness, right? You need the darkness, and that's go mode. So the question is, where is the darkness? Seems like it's not on the overworld, unless it's at the Twin Harp. So I guess we're still waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, that's true. Plumeria has not gone up Zot yet, and Judge Joe has not done the harp yet. So it's really just a matter of maybe it's behind that one check. We also, like you said, have not touched anything besides Plumeria doing the Feymarch chest and Sheila 1. So there's still a lot of possibilities out there where that darkness could be.
Yeah. So I think I was too focused on Judge Joe hanging out with Valvalis. Was the rat tail in the vanilla location? Was that the Feymarch freebie chest?
That was indeed.
Ah, very good. So Judge Joe like hasn't even gone really underground yet, right? Still needs to sort of look at that. So I wonder when he'll do that. He needs to do it soon. He's running out of checks on the overworld.
Yeah, if I don't see him head towards Toria, I think he's gonna jet underground. But you're right, he's really running out of possible checks he can do on the blue.
Yeah. So interestingly, right, Judge Joe has not gone down the hook route, so he will take the Tela at the Sand Ruby spot. This is interesting. That means he might never go down the hook route at all. Right. So that's, in some sense, maybe that's a little bit of a time save, but it also means he never will find the Cure 3s. Kind of problematic. Plumeria heading to Bonk Yang with the pan, do some of the pan checks, and we'll see if those pay out.
Yeah, definitely get the easier checks out of the way for sure. Hopefully they turn up something.
Runax is probably not what he was looking for.
Yeah, it's a funny way to spell darkness.
Yeah. So, all right, Judge Joe going underground. He has options, right? He can do the pan checks. He can go to Feymarch. He could do Dwarf. He could do Lower Babel. We'll see what happens. But with this many options, there's sort of a question of like, do you prioritize the check that you think your opponent isn't going to do, or do you prioritize like going as fast as you can?
I think at this point, 32 minutes, especially if I'm, up against, if I know my opponent is of the caliber of Judge Joe or Plumeria, I'm trying to get as many checks done as fast as I can, especially ones that I can get done at a higher value, like the pan. Just try to stay ahead.
Yeah, do your best to keep up is sometimes how I feel when I play. One thing that neither of us have called out yet, Plumeria, I think, found really early a cursed ring in the Tomra armor shop. He actually went back to buy a cursed ring at 66,000 GP. So that's really interesting. That's the dedication to I'm going to anchor with RA1, or I want that option.
Well, especially since you don't know what else you're going to be working with. I mean, right now, your hardest hitting swinger is a Sid, who, like we said before, towards the end game, kind of falls off a little bit. So I would be trying to stack the deck in my favor as much as possible.
Yeah, it makes sense. And like RA1 Zerker Sid, pretty okay. Like we'll take that. Especially, well, I don't know if Plumeria not checking any boxes, so isn't gonna just wail away on the alert chest here. But we'll go all the way up to the top, see who's in the Lugae spot, see what's up there. Step Lively in chat pointing out 66k well spent. Yeah. Step and I play the Throwing Tango together. It's a 2v2 race. And we're always like, have you found curse rings yet? Where's the curse rings at? So it's a good time. Would recommend.
Well, we got a D-Mist in as the Lower Babel boss. So that should provide some entertainment for Plumeria.
Yeah, this is interesting. So he's swapping his party around a whole bunch. I'm not sure. So I think Plumeria was banking on being able to berserk Sid. But the issue is that you don't really have that option because Demus will waste your time. So swapped Rosa to the center, Sid away from center. So this is probably bluff Palom, throw Quake and Virus, just chip through the boss fight.
Yeah, take it slow and steady. Don't try to beat the mist after the 3 hits. Just focus on surviving at that point.
Good night, Tella. Judge Joe showing that you can, if you pause or if you buffer a pause walking off of a save tile, you can still save your game or use a tent. And so did that, but then had to walk back on it to save because it it figures out what's going on there.
I think that's my favorite part about this randomizer is the little, tiny little things that will never be useful for me in a race, but I'll do anyways because it makes me happy.
Very reasonable. All right, Judge Joe thinks he has the power and courage to fight Dark Elf at Ashura. Looks like he's going Zerker Rosa? Question mark. This fight isn't necessarily hard, but it'll be slow because Dark Elf will get a billion turns. And I don't think Judge Joe found a curse ring.
I do not believe so either.
Okay, we have Zerker Sid.
Yeah, it's
And-
very. Go ahead.
Go on, sorry.
I said, yeah, most of it is you really just got to get Dark Elf to the second phase. You know, it just loses that whole boss bit. You can do all sorts of fun and interesting things to him to make that fight a lot easier. Just got to get through the spell spam.
Yeah. I probably would have put Tell in the middle just so he gets that extra accuracy on weak. But also, once you get to second phase, the boss bit is the thing that protects not just against weak, but also stop. So Judge Joe probably going to throw an Hourglass too once he gets there. Just have to get there first.
That was very nice of the Dark Elf to turn Palin back from a pig. You know, we like us a courteous boss here.
Yeah. It's interesting. We have two of the slowest possible boss fights on screen at the same time. But Plumeria is chugging away. Virus is doing 2.5K, I think. 3K, nice roll. So should be done soon. Dark Elf will take a little bit more time, but a couple quakes will get there eventually.
And we're looking like we got through Demus with no issue. Wow, slower. Spoon, it looked like.
Yeah, that's what I thought I saw.
And our tracker agrees.
Shout outs to Gretham again on tracking and Rydia Collar for the restream. Without them, we would not be able to put on a restream, or well, maybe the two of us would just be chatting without really knowing what was going on, of course.
Alright, Plumeria making the long, lonely trek back down the tower. Judge Joe still trucking along on Dark Elf. Like I said, the spell spam not doing a whole lot of damage, but just eats up so much time.
Yeah, and the spell spam is a chain, and so like Dark Elf gets all of its turns in a row without your ATB sort of increasing at all. All right, me change. Here we go. What's the plan? Telecast weak.
Now we cross our fingers that he's got his good spell pants on. Let's see.
Hey, let's go. Got him. All right, that is a T-Pro Demus reward if I've ever seen one. A slightly better reward from the Ashura spot, but still not great. Like, you don't love those. You don't love those rewards for how slow those fights were.
No, absolutely not. Especially, I mean, it's nice to see the Murasame, but without an edge to use it, it's really just a couple extra items in the item shop.
Yeah. So Plumeria setting up for RA1 anchoring again, has Cursed Palom. I don't know how happy he's going to be to find the gauntlet at the top of Zot, but we'll see. I think his Sid still. I don't think Plumeria chucked or like sold the Earth Hammer, so should be fine. But I guess we'll see.
No, plus he's going into it with a Quake kid already online, so it should be a little bit faster anyways. It's still not the fight you want to see. It's just tedious.
Yeah, I guess the issue is that Plumeria's Palom is the anchor, and he swapped the party order around so that Palom will go last, so you'd be parrying through all of your turns. Kind of problematic, but that's also like you can't predict where you're gonna find the DMIS. Like sometimes you can hedge your bets. You can say, well, maybe I will be able to like set my party up so that no matter what boss fight I'm going to encounter, I have like a 1 or a 2 turn like plan that gets the fight going as soon as possible. When you are talking about the gauntlet with usually 3 or 4 monsters per formation, all those plans go out the window. So Plumeria will hopefully either have some J items or is not saving, so probably will not reset all the way to the bottom.
No, that's the last thing I want to see without saving.
Aha, there's the Earth Hammer.
Alright, that'll definitely make this a lot more bearable. Yeah, Slime's going down without an issue.
Does this Earth kill? No. So this is where that Earth Hammer is maybe half as powerful as you want. That said, if Tella could just cast Virus here, that wouldn't be the worst idea, but also you might not kill anyway. So we'll see. Tella's MP is pretty limited as well, so you might want to keep it in case the Zot 2 boss is not great. So zerking up Sid, good enough.
Yeah, with especially with a measly 90 MP, you really got to pick your spots with what little Tella can do with his spellcasting.
So, question: how many Stardust rods do you think Plumeria has?
Well, I know at least one. I have not seen if he's picked up anymore.
Yeah. So the question is like so Tella does not have a Stardust Rod because that 700 plus damage was what Tella will normally cast Virus for. So it's a interesting question to see, like, if he had swapped Virus over, or not Virus over, the Stardust Rod over, then maybe you could spam the Stardust Rod cast or Virus or whatever. Plumeria's safe. Like, he'll get through the fights once Sid gets berserked. He'll just be slow, but I don't think he's even losing time compared to what Judge Joe had to do earlier in the seed. So it's not really an issue.
Nope, and looking like we are going to get some music on Judge Joe's end. So as always, we will be taking a little commentary break so you guys can enjoy.
And put your guesses in chat for the song, of course. All right, we're back. That was the Final Fantasy VIII battle music. Pretty good rendition. The mom bomb there, kind of silly because the red bombs are immune to magic, even though the gray bombs aren't. Only a defense sword for his troubles, though. So that's sort of not what you want to see from that check.
Yes.
Plumeria sort of threw Ogopogo, no issues. So now what?
I mean, now you guys start picking away at your underground spots. You guys still hit Dwarf Castle. Plumeria has that Luca key. Well, both of them have that Plumeria key.
Yeah, I don't know if our runners feel like their party is strong enough for that, but maybe. We'll see. Okay, yep, Judge Joe, strong enough. Yep, for sure. Let's go.
I wasn't expecting it this soon, but all right, we'll take it.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, like, who wants to go to Dwarf Castle, right? It's so funny because Dwarf Castle is like a character check and like a key item check, and it's lots of XP. So it's not a bad play. It's just there are cutscenes, and I guess people decided they didn't like the cutscenes. Also, Soma drops. You know, we said Soma drop kind of useful for Tella. We'll see. We'll see if Tella gets to do fun things or if he just gets to cast weak 4 times.
I mean, Jay Brenda's calling the swag medio, and I'm hoping we see that. But yeah. But going back to the cutscene for the Dwarf Castle and all that, I would take the 2 cutscenes over the long trek back. Well, at least you have warp for the way up, but it's a long run down Luca.
Yeah, it's not bad. I don't normally hate it too much, but it definitely is further down my list of checks that I'd like to do. But we'll see. What is nice about this check is that you get to see the key item first before you fight the boss. So we'll see what happens here. Unfortunately, we won't be able to commentate much over it because Plumeria has decided to also check the Twin Harp. I'm sure he will be very unhappy with the Zonk. Is Judge Joe gonna peek the boss? Probably, because he hasn't found the D-Mist yet.
No, so he's only hopefully hoping that it might be it.
Yeah, Plague is nope. Goodbye.
And speaking of goodbye, we'll talk to you guys in a moment.
All right, you're back. You're stuck with us for the rest of the seed. No more music. In Dwarf Castle, Judge Joe first encountered the dwarf NPC boss, and then has found the Oh My Body boss. Quake takes care of Mylon pretty quickly. Plumeria decided, nah, doesn't need to exit out of Cave Magnus, just resets all the way back out, headed underground.
Saw that defense sword, was none too happy about it, and it looks like he is going to be following in Judge Joe's footsteps.
At least for a little bit, yeah. Soon to be another reset back out to the top. Ooh, do you take Porum? Nah. I think I agree with this play. Tell is too useful.
Yeah, your best bet at getting some experience whenever you find darkness, if you're still needed at that point. Plus, at this point, you have exit for Rosa already.
Yeah, like you've already got the white mage who has the spells already, so you don't really need Porum at this point. I guess you could dump Sid and then go like black mage, white mage, punch mage, but I think I agree with this play. Also, I probably should have said Yang instead of Punch Mage. We call him the Punch Mage because the mages in this game basically depend on levels for their damage, and Yang is the same way, just with melee attacks. All right, Palom makes quick work of Luge. Plumeria sees the ninja shirt, resets out because he's already fought the D-Mist. Loaded into the wrong save file because he saved in the middle, which is fair. I have done that countless times.
Yeah, one of the as many benefits as saving in multiple slots will ever give you. That is the one and probably only downside.
All right, Plumeria headed into Dwarf Castle. Judge Joe just leaving Dwarf Castle. So basically, Plumeria is up. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So I was about to say Plumeria is up basically the top of tower check, and Judge Joe has done the Assura spot check. That's the divergence right now. But Judge Joe just found the tower key, so probably going straight there.
Right, and we'll probably check the top and probably fight that Demus once he sees it.
Yeah, the double key item check from Demus is too. I think it's too tempting. I would be very surprised if Judge Joe did like half tower right here. That would be kind of wild. Like probably a gamble, honestly. And Judge Joe isn't really the gambling type. He'll take some slightly risky fights, but I don't think he really gambles. And a good call out from chat. Both of our runners have 10 key items. So that's kind of fun. That means double experience for the party. So we'll see what happens. Also, the Lit 1 absorb from Palom thanks to Sork Robe plus Curse Ring. Love to see it.
It's a combo so niche that I think this is the first time I've seen it, personally.
usually we see it on our melee characters with Dragoon Armor, Curse Ring. But the Sork Robe also absorbs lightning, or resists lightning, so Curse Ring makes it absorb. Judge Joe has gone all the way to the top of tower. We'll fight the Demus first, and then take the tower key spot on the way back. This makes sense because Judge Joe, like both of our runners, only need one key item. So because you get the tower key reward from the bottom of tower when you leave, it makes more sense to do the top of tower first if you're going to do both checks.
Yeah, especially because you don't have the benefit of warp or exit going down the tower. Because developers wanted to make sure you got that super cannon reward towards the end, or the Falcon, or no, Enterprise. Never mind.
Yeah, it's the devs really wanted you to go through the story beats that they wanted you to go through. Sometimes that went better than others. The vanilla speedrun is a blast to watch. I strongly recommend checking out some of the vanilla speedruns of this game. But Plumeria is through the Luge fight, soon to get his tower key. And Judge Joe bluffing in the Demus fight. You always hate to bluff because you're gonna eat the battle speed 6 message boxes. But sometimes that's what you got.
All right, and the nice thing for Plumeria is he already has his Demus out of the way, so he only really has to do a half of a tower check, which some may argue is technically a double dip of a tower, but it's really a matter of perspective.
It's a half. It's 1.5 times dip, something like that. All right, big 5K Quake from Palom out for Judge Joe. Telego goes down, but he's not the important one. I don't think Judge Joe is going to get through this before the next miss phase. He might, but I haven't been counting damage. Whoa,
Whoa.
Big 3K virus. Let's go. All right. So now Judge Joe gets his spoon. They're going to be in the tower key or like the super cannon at like about the same time.
Yeah, this is going to be about as close as it gets in a race like this. So this will be interesting to see.
After all of the divergence, here we are.
Got a turtle in the cannon.
This turtle won't last long. Okay, so let's see. After this check, Judge Joe has already done the Ashura spot. Is there anything that Plumeria has done that Judge Joe hasn't done at this point?
think at this point they have both covered everything the other has. So outside of, like you said, the Ashura fight.
And I guess Plumeria went down the hook route for the
that's
character and the shops.
Yeah, that's where he got Stella.
And our tracker Gretham pointing out, like, Plumeria has also turned in the D-Miss. So I think the D-Miss plus the hook check cancel, like, is about the same time as Judge Joe's Ashura fight, or Ashura spot fight. So it's it's really cool. Well, I think maybe a little less time for Plumeria, so I think Judge Joe has been slightly faster overall. Plumeria I don't think has wiped, so there was no early Val wipe.
Yeah, the time he spent going early underground to get some of those items like the Black Robe definitely helped him keep that time short. And there we go.
Wow, you love to see it. We're in for a really interesting end of the seed. Okay, so both of our runners are in go mode. This is so cool.
These are the best kinds of races. This is what you would like to see from an audience perspective. If I knew how close I ever was in a race like this, I would be a nervous wreck.
Yeah, that's one of the benefits to not watching. Aside from the whole not cheating thing, it is really nice to sometimes just remember that you're playing on your own, especially in a bigger race. In our race, I think we've got Judge Joe and Plumeria, and also Roderick McBain. I think we have 3 racers tonight. So in a multi-person race, you're sort of saying, well, I could metagame a little bit, or I could just play my race. That said, sometimes you do sort of think like, okay, do I feel behind? So I don't know if our runners really feel behind, except they've had Dwarf open the entire seed.
A relatively easy Dwarf with an important power key. Yeah, it's one of those checks that would have me second guessing myself. But you just play the seed in front of you, and it goes where it goes.
Yeah,
here we are.
You can't really, if you second guess yourself, that's when the trouble happens. And our runners made like really good decisions anyway. Like, the Darners could have just been on our deals, right? So, or it could have been at Antlion Cave. So it makes sense that they would do like the checks they did. Looks like Judge Joe is going into the Hukra. I think he's shopping. He went to Tomra. So I think Judge Joe is looking for something in particular.
Yeah, I think he's good. I think once he sees those Cure 3s, I think that might be what he is searching for.
Yeah, Judge Joe loves illusions and Cure 3s. So he's going to sell off a whole bunch of junk in his inventory. Yeah, that's, yep. Mm-hmm. You need slightly, yeah, there you go. All right, Plumeria has already done his shopping. He was here earlier. Have you noticed if Judge Joe got a cursed ring?
I saw he went back into Tomra, and I was fully convinced it was to go into the armor shop to get one, but then he went to the item shop, so I do not know if he has one or not.
I kind of don't think he does, so this will be really interesting. Judge Joe's pro, he knows what to do, so it'll be really interesting what he decides to do for anchoring. I don't know. I don't think, like, looking in his inventory, he doesn't really have an agility buff for Palom, right? So this could be a very interesting. What is he doing? Okay, Judge Joe's strategy. I think I need to see it play out a little bit. Because never mind. I know he's doing 1200 strats. The 22 antidotes are what's going on here.
Oh,
Hey, Falgren, how much do you like orb grinds?
oh, on a scale of 1 to 10, somewhere in the basement.
Right, so the Ribbon Room CPU fight is hilarious, partially because it's very slow, and also because it has the potential to, like McZV once did, do a very cheeky orb grind where you just kill the attacker and defender orbs, and then they respawn, but each orb is like 66,000 experience. That's pretty good. That could get your levels if you wanted. Plumeria finding the elements spot, or not the elements spot, but elements at the Masa spot, you'd really want Fire 3 for that, and then some way of not dying. Here's the Dark Imps fight. I mean, Hourglass into Cast Stone could be worse.
Yeah, definitely, especially for a objective on the moon.
I don't think this is the objective. This is the White Spear Altar.
Oh, that was the White Spear Altar, you're right.
Yeah,
We didn't say what
CPU is at Ribbon Room.
We did just talk about that, you're right.
The unfortunate part is that Plumeria's Tela is not in the center slot, so he can miss weak. I suspect we might see a couple miss weeks in this fight. But Plumeria is trying to life glitch so that he can get some extra XP off each Dark Imp. This spot gives like decent XP, and with the life glitches, that's like 5/3 the normal XP. So that's pretty good. Like there are worse options here.
Yeah, and you're doing it with over 10 key items too, so it's not the worst thing you can do.
Yeah. And Palom, so Palom's cursed. So what I'm interested in is like how much Plumeria is going to grind.
I imagine we're going to see Cure 4 on Rosa at least.
Yeah, you do kind of want that, don't you? Who needs ethers when you can just use the Lilith Rod on Rosa to get all of your MP back?
I mean, she wasn't really using it at the moment anyways.
Yeah. 83K, it's not amazing, but it's something.
Right.
Silver Apple, very fun.
Judge Joe about to find his CPU. Looks like we're going to take a crack at it.
Yeah, it kind of looks like. Okay, you'll just tank the slow on one of the characters. That's fine. Interesting. I don't know if. Okay, the double fast's to counter is very funny. I'm not really sure what Judge Joe's plan is here, because he bluffed with Palom, which makes me kind of feel like he's gonna try and like use Quake like that.
That's about the only thing I can think of. He might be trying to get CPU down enough where you can get them all in one go.
Could also just take out the defender orb and then slowly chip away at the CPU.
I mean, on the plus side, Sid's already back row glitched, so at least he can reach that with no problem. But
yeah, that's true. That's helpful.
Other than that, I mean, that's really your only main source of DPS, and that's not great.
Okay, so Plumeria just berserked Plumeria berserked Yon and Sid and is going to cast Blink on the attacker node. All right.
I have to say, both sides are just amazing with the variance in their CPU strats right now.
Yeah, and like you also at some point, right? This is one of those fights where because the like you just don't really have that much power. It's up to you to decide, okay, are you going to make a big play or are you going to take it super slow? And I think Judge Joe has decided, no, we're going.
Yep.
And Plumeria has decided, okay, well, let's just we'll do a slightly different strat that could be risky, but also with two casters, it's not so bad. Also, good night, Palom.
Yeah, and plus we have Swag Rocks coming our way too, so we'll see how that changes that.
Did Plumeria use Medio?
He did indeed.
Very good. You kind of want a little bit more than 5k damage from Swag Rocks, but you'll take it.
Really, it's all about the look anyways.
Okay, Judge Joe threw his second round of attacker and defender orbs. What's interesting, so very interesting thing to note, this spot is actually not that fast. So Palom is not like cursed for Judge Joe. So CPU is not RA1. Really interesting sort of idea here. Like, how much are you gonna leverage the fact that you can kind of attack a little bit more than, like, you can recover more easily, I think, from the globes.
Yeah, you're not getting somebody up, having the attacker pop up and just lasering everybody and putting you back at square one. But yeah, everyone seems to be working through. We got a couple deaths on Plumeria's side, but like you said, with the speed, he should be able to get them up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about Plumeria actually. Tella does not have enough MP. And Rosa, okay.
Ooh, yeah.
The 50 life pots coming in clutch for Judge Joe. Very funny.
We laughed, but he will have the last laugh.
All right. Goodbye, Sid. Oh, that's a wipe for Plumeria. You hate to see that. Just going straight back in. Not gonna take on elements. Wow, Judge Joe through the fight.
And getting a hefty chunk of experience for his efforts.
So Fatal is level 48 for Palom, I think. So I think if Judge Joe wanted to, okay, 47, pretty close. If he wanted to, he could probably do a set of King Ryus, and then the Masa Altar won't get him all the way, but could take on probably the D-Imps, and then you could have Nuke on Palom.
Yeah, then you're just good to go to stroll on down. And it looks like he's going to do just that.
Rosa only has 1,000. Did she not get the experience from that fight?
No, she was dropped with Bella.
No. Okay, I think it's fine though because she'll get slingshotted on this, right? Yeah, the slingshot. Yeah. They're, all the XP is on as normal, so this should be fine.
Yeah, plus he still has to do elements too, so that should be able to make up for some of it.
It'll make up only a little bit because the elements has split XP, right? So depending on which one you kill, you'll get like 55 or 45% of the XP. I'm concerned. Wow. Oh, Plumeria with the huge big brain play. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, he's got to be holding my breath watching it.
So while Judge Joe is doing his King Ryu grind, Plumeria knew that if the Ruby form of elements got off the next spell, Fire 3, he'd be toast. It like fight over. So instead, okay, that's kind of scary. Instead, he intentionally pushed the Rubicant phase. Okay, well, Kainatsu phase not very good either. But he intentionally pushed the Ruby phase to Kainatsu with an attack. And so that, like, because it's an entirely different monster, it actually means he can't cast the next like spell. So that's you love to see that. That was super heads up. It's unfortunate that Kainatsu got a big wave off before he was able to heal, because that was very cool.
Yeah, it definitely shows that knowing where you are in a fight, HP wise, roughly. I'm not, don't count every last little detail, but could really make the difference in situations like that.
Absolutely. So Judge Joe, I think his character is a little bit stronger. So we're gonna see what his strategy is here.
Yeah, he's coming off a successful mini orb grind, so definitely a difference in levels for sure.
And I think Sid's got a rune axe on. The Ruby phase of elements is a mage for some reason, and so Sid will do some big damage. Good question from chat. Would reflex strats here be safer? The issue is that you need to live. Elements is punching you in the Mylon phase, so you need at some point a way to not like fall down. As is evidenced on Plumeria's side. So you need a way to not fall down. If you have a way to not fall down, then reflex strats can go pretty well, but it's not perfect.
Yeah, and especially like we were talking, being able to just push the HP to get to the next one. You just kind of have to just throw damage out there as you can.
That's a Baron key. Peace out. Throw it in the trash can when you get back to the blue planet after saving the world. That's Judge Joe's 4th objective of 4. He's got the crystal. Do you swag walk? No way he swag walks.
I don't know.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Nah, there was no way. people asking about Zeromus and everything, and no, we're not there yet. We have to finish grinding. Getting the single Kingry was pretty funny.
He's just popping by to say hello.
Hey, Palom, you can take a turn. You know that, right?
Someday.
I'm mildly concerned about Rose's wall. Uh-oh. All right, Palom has nuke for Judge Joe. Looks like that's good enough.
I would say so. Don't need much else, really. There you go.
Yeah, he did swag walk, didn't we? All right, fine. Okay.
Now we can start asking.
Yeah. All right. I think many of us probably know the drill, but realistically, always good in case anyone's watching. So we've randomized all the bosses so far, but we can't randomize Zeromus. He's too strong. You don't want big bangs in Antlion Cave. I mean, it'd be funny, but you don't want them. So instead, we randomize what Zeromus looks like. Whole bunch of sprites, most of them by one of our fantastic past devs, Scala Kitty, artistic director. And so there are lots of things that we can ask, but we have a particular question we'd like to ask. Falgran, what's the question?
Well, Scythe, the question is, whose butt are we going to kick tonight?
Yeah.
And this is definitely one of my favorite parts of the randomizer. So it's always a treat to see. I don't think I've ever seen a repeat so far.
I've seen lots of repeats, but I've also played hundreds of seeds. So for me, it's a little bit more like, man, am I going to see one I haven't seen before? I really just love the set piece of the Zeromus fight. It's really good. Judge Joe delaying the start of the fight a little bit because his turn order wasn't very good. In fact, he is going to delay enough to get Palom a couple bluffs in. Interesting.
Just to make sure he's as prepared as possible.
So the fun part about Bluff is that it's just a change to your in-battle stats. Zeromus's like Shake removes your status buffs, but it does not change your stat increases. What will change your stat increases is swapping your weapon. So don't do that. That would be a bad idea.
I mean, I like instantly undoing all my hard work.
Yeah, me too. Okay, okay, I like this sprite. That's pretty good.
Good old Sigma.
Okay, so we're doing... Okay, that's 2 Star Veils. This would be the silliest possible 1200 strats. All right, everyone, get your calculators out. We're counting damage.
Surprise, you thought you were watching a race, but it's math class.
So, to explain, I guess, Zeromus counters any magic-based damage with nuke, but he direct targets you. So if you have a wall up, he bounces nuke off himself, hits himself, or off not himself, off your character, hits himself with nuke. Okay. Zeromus also has a refill script. Okay. When he gets to about 45k, he'll fully refill his 61k HP, and then you can keep going in the fight. Changes phase, so on and so forth. If you hit him with counter damage, that skips the refill. And so if you are only hitting him with reflected spells, he never counters to refill his health, and so he dies after 61k HP. Okay, so that's what's going on with Judge Joe. Palm's going to throw some nukes. The other characters are going to throw vampires. The fight's pretty free. Plumeria has completed the elements fight and has decided to go all the way back out because I don't know if he found cabins or any camping gear.
I don't think he did. He didn't find the tents because he got NPC blocked in Agart. And
no.
I don't think he looked where the cabins were.
Shopping is impossible. It's not impossible. It's just a skill that is actually surprisingly hard. Like deciding when and where to actually force yourself to get all the shopping done. Non-trivial. It's a very non-trivial skill. So the people who are really good with shopping are... I admire that. Some folks asking what battle speed Judge Joe is at. So, interestingly enough, the other thing that you have to worry about in the Zeromus fight, of course, is Big Bang, right? Zeromus hits you for 2k sometimes. And that's like Palom and Rose are kind of squishy. And it's not reflectable. So what do you do instead? The idea is that you catch Zeromus in between when he sets the timer for Big Bang and when Big Bang actually goes off. That's harder. That's harder than that sounds, because it's not actually when the shake happens. It's a little bit later. And so what Judge Joe has done is he set the battle speed to 3 to slow the battle down, so that the pointer gets around and is hitting, sort of getting the turns more reasonably. And so hopefully he can get all of the, all of his actions in so that one of them will nerf the Big Bang so that he does not get blasted by it.
Yes, and as a fellow Battle Speed 3 enjoyer, it slows it down just enough, and it doesn't feel like you're waiting an age like you would at Battle Speed 6.
And Judge Joe did successfully nerf that Big Bang, so he's safe for now. Gonna throw some more slip webs, vampires. I think he's been counting damage. I think I noticed that he did not. He swapped away from vampires to silk webs. So probably this nuke might kill. This nuke might actually end the fight. Verdict. Hey, there you go. GG's to Judge Joe.
All right.
Very clean fight.
Oh, beautifully done.
And the other thing that's really tough about that fight, Hallam was 23 agility. So your anchor determines it determines how fast all the other characters and monsters are. Zeromus is fast enough that with an anchor who has 23 agility, the Zeromus is RA1, so is getting turns as fast as possible. Judge Joe threw a silk web, so he's RA2, but that still makes it really challenging because his other characters are not anywhere close to that fast. So that was a pretty tough fight, but executed brilliantly. and we'll see if we get Judge Joe in for an interview.
Yeah, definitely very well done. In the meantime, Maria is working his way through the CPU fight. Uh, looks like he's gotten a couple rounds of the orbs down, or at least one. And the backup.
And I think we got a Cure 3 off, so everyone pretty safe. All right, I think we have been joined by Judge Joe. GG's.
Thanks. I'm sad.
You're
evil wall
sad?
wasn't
Why are you
required.
sad?
I really wanted to go and figure out the evil wall. I had this idea involving a stack of illusions, silk webs, and about 50 life pots to see if that would work out.
There was a method to the 50 life pods then.
It was preparing for any potential Mac Giants shenanigans, painful fights, lack of anchoring. More is better with life pots.
That's fair. We were kind of joking that like you actually bought 50, and that's a pretty extensive investment. But in the end, they were helpful, just not for the thing that you thought.
Nope, they were there. I knew I'd need an amount. I didn't want to run out, so just shop. What else
Makes
do you
sense.
spend your money on in this flag set?
I mean, well, do you want to know where a curse ring was?
Let's see. I didn't check the armor shop in Tomra or whatever, or the hook route armor. So one of
Bingo.
those two spots.
Got it in one.
Yeah, it was in Tomra.
That would have made the evil wall shenanigans even simple. That would have made it a guaranteed get through versus this plan might work. Because once you're
Yeah.
anchored and get to the second phase, you have an RA1 Zerker. Just keep on life potting as you need to. You just need to get to crush phase, and then he stops cheating.
Yep, and at that point, it's pretty free as long as you can get a Zerker up. So how maybe frustrated were you that you almost last loaded the darkness crystal then?
A little frustrated. Once I got to just lower Babel or Feymarch, I was really getting excited. I then stopped being excited.
That's fair. Yeah, good point. Good point. But we were saying that you could have done dwarf like within 10 minutes probably.
Yep.
Dwarf 1 would have been a little bit awkward, but like you could have gone there pretty early. So what was your like overall routing plan, knowing that you had two like free objectives on the overworld and you only need the darkness crystal?
So I started out, well, let's just go get myself a tier 2 element. Oh, it's Val. Well, I have two Zeus Rages. That should get me through Hobbs. Okay, now I have a Sid. Let's get through Val. And I'll mess about with some of this overworld. I got the Earth Crystal, decided to chase it. Then, since I landed, I did Baron Inn, and then I finally did Ordeal. Could have done Ordeal sooner, but if it was there, it was there. Oh well. There's so many checks in the seed, potentially, that could have had darkness that if someone goes and super routes it, good on them. If they don't, well, that's what this seed is. So after that, go
Yeah, that's
underground, hit my
go
free
on, sorry.
ones. The Ashura spot was doable, so why not? And then I got the harp from the Zot that I chose to do, so let's do that. Oh, well, let's see. I've got this Luca key. I've got Dwarf. I've got that Evil Wall, and I've got Lower Babel. Uh-oh.
Yeah, uh-oh, indeed. So maybe I'll ask one more question. What was your Zeromus plan? Because I don't think your Zeromus plan was the same after you got the crystal as it was before you got the crystal.
Uh, Honestly, it was pretty much the same, except for I would have had lower health and no nuke, so it would have been more of a straight up 1200 than Palom and Friends. I decided I didn't feel like doing too much of a grind. I did the one I did because I thought that I was going to get enough XP from the Ogopogo altar for Rosa, and then the Ogopogo altar lied, but and didn't give me any XP at all, and I had to go and do another random for nuke. But no, orbs was fun. I do enjoy a good. Let's just chuck a pile of nukes or quakes at it and see how much XP I end up getting.
Yeah, we were sort of asking like, what is your Zeromus plan? And then I noticed that you had like 22 antidotes, so I was pretty confident you were going to do 1200s. And then it was the orb grind, so I was like, okay, now what? Um, but it was really masterfully done. Like you didn't have any agility anchoring for Palom. You just like 23 agility, and you pulled it off really well. Uh, were you scared at all, or was that just like routine for you at this point?
Uh, Somewhat, it's somewhat routine. I think I'm normally. I, it's been a little bit, but I think I've been having less. I am usually 28 plus, but sometimes I'm just not. And with spell casting, as long as you're making sure to do the actions, it can even out. Um, with Zerkers, that was never going to be a Zerker fight. It wasn't. It no.
Just no. Just walk out. You can leave.
You didn't want to do that with Sid Yang?
If I had Artie and a level 65 Yang, then I could maybe go and have 70 like 7k around Zerker at not RA1.
That's fair. But no, that was, I mean, that was just, like Sai said, just a masterfully done Z fight.
Thank you. I'm gonna be looking forward to watching this one back and seeing you speculate what's going on in the seed. Where's the darkness crystal? And it'll be a fun one. I always do enjoy watching these, and that is kind of one of the reasons I try to always volunteer because it's lots of fun to just get all the perspectives.
Well, we're definitely glad that you
Hmm.
do, because it's always a pleasure to watch you in whatever community club that you're running in. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Judge Joe. GG's again.
Thank you very much, and have a good night, everyone.
You too. All right, and I think we'll get Plumeria in for an interview shortly with very, very promptly. We do have Plumeria Night. GG's. Sorry
Thanks.
about the moon altars. Those are pretty rude.
Yeah, I didn't want to grind, so I gave it a good try.
That's fair. We were kind of worried that grinding was going to be the thing, and then it wasn't. We saw some really interesting. Well, the game tried to give you the grind anyway.
Yes, it did. I don't know. I'm sure Joe didn't need it, but I did.
Well, he ended up he took a little bit of a grind, and then Palom ended up with enough XP for Nuke by the end of it. So,
Hmm.
but and then he still did 1200 strats, but Nuke for Palom's turn.
Hmm.
So, were you always like, if you had got through the Ribbon Room and Element Spot, what was your plan for Zeromus?
Oh, I was just gonna be a low-level Zerker. I had a stack of Cure 3s. I was not anticipating those two bosses there. I was thinking I could get something free. I had those 2 hourglasses. The Dark Imps ended up at the White Spear Altar. Pella whiffed on life 2. Everything just kind of didn't go the way I envisioned it.
That's fair. What was your so we saw some early divergence. You went underground immediately while Judge Joe um, sort of cleared the overworld first. What was your thinking about going underground immediately, sort of scoping out what was down there?
It's T-Pro, so I'm gonna try to get some good loot. The S Pro setting, I was also looking for curse strings, and I found that, so that was kind of nice. I also found a dancing dagger, which I thought was pretty good at the time. Yeah, and then since it's basically a darkness hunt, I just wanted to hit the freebies just in case. You could get a quick darkness, and then you got to grind and go.
Makes sense. The dancing dagger would have been very good. Turns out there was one at the top of Dancian, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
It actually, the dancing dagger did speed up a couple of your fights though, so I wouldn't necessarily say it was useless.
Yeah, it was still nice to have. But I didn't pick up that duplicate, so.
Yeah, so that was I guess the other thing I could ask is so you saw the D-miss at the top of tower.
Mm-hmm.
You just had to take it, right? There was no thinking
Yeah,
about it.
2 key items, and we've got Palom, so he can do it pretty easily. Left up, great quake going. It's like 4 or 5 quakes.
Did you ever consider going back earlier? All right, or I guess at all to the Fame March?
No, I had no desire to eat a wall, and I didn't really want to dip down there for Dark Elf.
Yeah, it turns out you saved some time. The Dark Elf was just a Mura,
Hmm.
so it was a Zonk anyway. But then you chased the Twin Harp and you went down
Yeah,
Blue Cave, and
that was
uh,
all a disaster.
it was a disaster, but it was a disaster that Judge Joe did as well. You
Yeah,
were actually tied walking out of
yeah,
the super cannon.
yeah. I guess if I probably would take Porum, replace Sid, uh, do the D machine grind. Probably after I hit that CPU. It's like a 5-minute grind. Probably 15 minutes to do the fights. Maybe 5 minutes for Z. So probably
I,
get not too bad, but I don't know. I'd have to try it to see.
that's fair. You did have a curse ring, so you could have had RA1 Tella in the middle
Yeah. Yep.
for so like the setup was there for
Yep.
sure. Yeah, Judge Joe said he bought like 50 life potions in case he had to do Mac Giants, which I thought was
Yeah.
very silly.
Yeah, I was thinking about Mac Giants too, but I was saving up for the curse ring when I found the life potions. I think.
And then you just never went back for them.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah.
There were life potions in the hook route
Evelyn.
shop, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think I did have the cash. I should have bought more life potions, probably.
Yeah, but I shopping is hard. That's
Yeah.
that's something I've always found with this game is shopping is non-trivial. Definitely a skill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I didn't ever find cabins either, which kind of hurt my ability
Yeah.
to do any kind of grind on the moon.
Yeah, we saw you exit out after the
Yeah.
the elements fight. Uh, Falgrand, did you have any questions you wanted to ask Plumeria?
No, you guys about covered it. Like I said, like you said, it was really a tough couple of bosses at the objective points. So you ran. It was an excellent race, ran.
Appreciate that. Thanks.
Yeah, definitely. Like those bosses, I would have struggled heavily with those bosses. It would not have been fast or fun. So definitely GG's for for getting there and even getting through the elements fight. That was turns out Fire 3 taking 8 ticks to go off. 8 ticks? 10 ticks?
Yeah,
It's long.
yeah.
What tips do you want?
It's not good.
No.
Then I did, on my refight, on my last CPU attempt, Young got glitched out, so I kind of killed the mood for me.
Oh, did he?
It-
I didn't notice the
yeah,
glitch.
he
Oh,
stopped attacking. So
that's really
Oh.
frustrating.
yeah, so the defender just kept going. I think he healed like 14,000 HP. So I was just like, all right, this is done.
Yeah, very, very fair. The game being the game.
Yeah, plus the board targeting on everything.
Yeah, board AI. The game knows. The game knows.
It does.
Yeah, but GG's anyway. Thanks again for letting us watch you run. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's fun. Good learning experience, even if it didn't go the way I wanted it to.
Definitely, and that's what we can take away from the from seeds that maybe kicked us in the butt a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely appreciate it. Was one heck of a show for sure.
All right. Well, GG's, and thank you for the restream.
And GG's. Have a good rest of your evening.
All right. Take care, everyone.
All right, Falgran, it's that time. We're done. Show's over.
Oh yes, it was definitely a show for sure though. But we definitely had more for you guys over at Really Really Longathon. So we hope you guys will pop on over and enjoy.
Yep, lots of fun over there. Very chill stream. They're playing some Dragon Quest 11, so that'll be good.
Best Dragon Quest.
Hope you have a good. Whoa, I've never played a Dragon Quest game. I couldn't tell you. So have a good rest of your evening or time zone wherever you are, and we'll see you around for the next free enterprise stream. I don't know when that is, but if you join the Discord, you will probably be able to find out.
If my week is correct, we will see you guys on Saturday.
Aha, Saturday for. I don't think it's Saturday. I think our next restream is Wacky Races on Sunday.
Then I would not have my weeks correct.
There we go. All right. Take care, folks. We'll see you on Sunday. Enjoy Really, Really Longathon.